BTS News Today. The sun had just set over Seoul when the news spread like wildfire. Jungkook, BTS's golden magne, had left. No announcement, no clear reason. And perhaps most concerning of all, Jimin, the person known to be closest to him, was silent. Not a single word came out of his mouth. Armies were left confused. A giant question mark loomed over the global fandom in a silence that felt suffocating. What had really happened? Why wouldn't Jimin say anything? What was hiding behind Jungkook's sudden departure? It all began on what seemed like a normal night. Seoul was cloaked in humid summer air when a CCTV camera at Incheon Airport captured the image of a tall man in a black hoodie and mask. His steps were rushed yet steady. In his hand was a single small suitcase. No manager, no staff, no security. And even though his face was covered, the public instantly knew who he was. Jungkook. Just hours later, the news had already gone viral. Jungkook had flown to Europe, but it wasn't listed in any official agency schedule. No work agenda, no fan meeting, no recording or photo shoot. Just gone. And what made things even more suspicious was the reaction, or lack thereof, from those closest to him. Taeyong. No comment. Namjoon, busy with his solo projects. Jin and J-Hope, both currently in military service, didn't respond. But the most heartbreaking silence came from Jimin. Normally, if something happened with Jungkook, Jimin would be the first to speak up. But this time, he didn't even show up on social media. No message, no update, no presence, just silence. Stillness. And in that silence, everyone began to wonder, did they fight? Some eagle-eyed fans started digging into their recent interactions. A rehearsal video from last week showed Jimin and Jungkook barely speaking to each other. Normally, they'd be laughing together, playing like kids, even hugging for no reason. But now, no smiles, no eye contact. Backstage at a major television show, cameras caught a moment where Jimin sat alone in the corner of the room. Jungkook passed by, glanced at him briefly, sighed, and left without saying a word. And behind it all, one video suddenly went viral. Just 7 seconds long, but enough to shake the world. In the clip, Jimin is seen talking on the phone with someone. His face looks serious. Then one quiet line is heard, clear as day. I didn't think he'd really leave. That sentence hit hard. Who was he talking about? Was it Jungkook? An unnamed insider revealed that Jungkook had actually written a letter a few days before his departure. It was never made public, but part of the message was shared vaguely with the media. Sometimes you have to leave to know who truly sees you. Silence doesn't mean agreement. But sometimes, I stay silent to protect something bigger. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. Speculation erupted that emotional conflict had arisen among the members. But all eyes focused on the relationship between Jungkook and Jimin, so famously strong, like shadows of each other. The following week, the agency released Jimin's new activity schedule. But fans noticed something. All of his engagements were in Seoul. No out-of-town events. No major shows. Even when BTS appeared without Jungkook for a special live session, Jimin barely spoke. During the Q&A segment, a fan asked, "Do you miss someone today, Jimin?" Jimin read it. A small smile appeared, but not a happy one, more like a bitter smile. He answered simply, "Missing someone is part of being human. But sometimes, you can't say who." The room fell silent. The other members didn't speak. After that session, Jimin was seen walking alone into a studio room. CCTV caught him sitting for a long time in front of the microphone, staring blankly, then recording some lyrics. No music, just voice, just words. "Can you hear me? Even if you left, I'm still here. And I won't ask why. Because maybe I already know the answer." 3 weeks after Jungkook's departure, photos of him surfaced in Milan. He was seen at a small cafe, wearing a denim jacket and beanie. A sketchbook lay before him, pen in hand. A fan living in the area claimed to have seen Jungkook sketching someone's face. When asked who it was, Jungkook smiled and said, "This is someone I'm trying to forget." Then he tore the page from the book and burned it in the ashtray. Calmly, with an empty gaze, back in Seoul, Jimin finally posted his first story since Jungkook left. A short video showing the night sky, with soft piano in the background. Captioned with lyrics he wrote, "You know this song, but you chose silence. I sang it just for you." Soon after, Jimin quietly released a new track on SoundCloud without any promotion. The title, "The Silence You Chose." Armies who listened to it cried. The song was full of pain. His voice trembled. Every lyric felt like a letter never sent. And halfway through the song, there was a whispered line, barely audible, "Come back, if you still remember this voice." 2 months later, Jungkook returned to Korea. There were no reporters, no fans, only one person waiting outside the airport, Jimin. They didn't hug. They didn't speak. They just stared at each other for a long time, and then slowly, Jungkook walked past Jimin without a word. But before getting into the car, he paused, turned slightly, then said quietly, "I couldn't forget that song." Jimin smiled. This time, a smile full of tears. "I know. That's why I sang it for you." And for the first time, after all the long silence, the world finally understood. They weren't fighting. They just loved each other too much that silence became the safest way not to hurt one another. The emotional scene at the airport between Jungkook and Jimin spread like wildfire across social media. Armies all over the world dissected every frame, every expression. It wasn't just a reunion, it was a quiet storm of unspoken words, of music and memory, of a bond too deep for headlines to fully capture. The Silence You Chose tops charts without promotion in the days that followed. Jimin's raw track, The Silence You Chose, exploded on SoundCloud and then on other platforms. Without a label push, without media coverage, the song spoke louder than any campaign. Fans trended hashtags like #comebackvoice, #Jimin to Jungkook, and #The Silence Was Love for days. Producers and vocal coaches worldwide began analyzing the track. One popular Korean producer commented, "There's pain in the breath. He doesn't even try to hide it. This isn't just a song, it's a confession." And still, Jimin said nothing. He didn't explain the song. He didn't talk about Jungkook. He just kept going, rehearsing, recording, walking through Seoul as if the city itself could offer answers he still didn't have. But then, a new clue. A private fan note goes public. A fan who had attended a limited, invite-only listening session in Seoul shared a moment that went viral. She had handed Jimin a small note during the signing part of the event. It simply read, "Thank you for singing, even in silence." She didn't expect a reply. But when he handed the note back, something had been added in Jimin's delicate handwriting. "Sometimes we don't speak, because we're afraid our voice will break." It was the first time anyone truly understood why Jimin had stayed quiet. It wasn't indifference. It was grief, wrapped in a soft voice trying not to shatter. Meanwhile in Milan, Jungkook's art journal is found. 2 Italian fans posted a photo that shocked armies. They were staying at a small art hostel in Milan where Jungkook had previously booked a room. In the shared library space of the hostel, they discovered a worn, unmarked sketchbook. Inside, pages of faces, some clearly imagined, others resembling BTS members, and several unmistakably of Jimin. There were no captions, except one scribbled line near the back. "I drew you so many times hoping I'd forget your real face." It didn't work. The photos, though blurred to protect privacy, were enough. Fans cried, reposted, and tagged each page with